Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Pick up your logo merchandise by heading over to abvnetwork.com, clicking on Shop, and start filling your basket today. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for something for yourself, a customized gift, or logoed items for your business gift shop, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. That's the number 2 in The Bar to Go. Don't forget our friends at Neely Family Distillery now ship their unique distilled spirits directly to you. To order yours, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today we have a special show done live at Evan Van Scoyk's house. So joining me is Evan Van Scoyk, Rick the Legend Brenner, and myself, Steve Akeley. Hello everybody, how you doing today?
Doing real good.
Doing great.
So we are here, we're having some fun. So you literally have a place here, right Evan, called the Whiskey Library. So
yes.
When you walk in the door, what would be, most people consider their living room, is your whiskey library.
Yeah, I mean, who needs a living room when you can put up an entire wall of shelves full of whiskey and books? I mean, you can drink and read for days.
It amazes me because most people, now you've got what would be your traditional living room or family room downstairs in the basement.
Yes.
That's where you guys congregate, hang out. That's where the TV is.
Yep.
No TV at all up here in this room or anything like that. This is just dedicated to drinking. But it's kind of like the main room in the house if you're walking in. It's amazing to think that that's all dedicated to whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
And we've got a YouTube video where you run through the whole thing for us, right?
Yeah, I do run through each shelf.
First time you ever did that was for me.
It was the first time. So, there's a couple of shelves that are particularly themed. Some are dedicated to specific distilleries, or I feature them.
The one I got weirded out just a little bit was the Harry Potter one. Because you're
one of my favorites.
You're like a 30-year-old man, and you both have
32, yeah, and I have custom made.
You and your fiance both have custom made.
His and her wands, yes.
Yes, okay.
I feel like there is nothing weird about that. It may be a slight generational thing where you just happen to also have missed your letter to Hogwarts. I've just been waiting on my letter, this whole time, and it may still arrive.
Rick, what do you think? Do you and your wife Joyce?
Harry Potter. Okay.
Yeah, right. You don't have your own
generational thing. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
So there's a shelf. It has not much whiskey on there. It's really more dedicated to Harry than anything.
It has an infinity bottle, and then it has some small bottles, mainly 200 milliliter ones.
Yeah, so very slim in terms of whiskey. The rest of the shelves are more whiskey focused than kind of the library and things like that. But that shelf in particular is really dedicated to Harry.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
what would happen if
witches and wizards, man?
If you met Daniel Radcliffe, would you just freak out? Be honest.
Not really. I mean,
he's Harry Potter.
Well, yeah, he's just another guy, though.
But
he's extremely talented, and he played an important character to the story.
Well, he played Harry, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would be really cool.
What about J.K. Rowling? Okay, you can have your choice. I'm like, Evan, I know both of these people. Only one's going to be able to come by. Would you rather have J.K. Rowling come by, or would you rather have Daniel Radcliffe come by?
I mean, I'm going to have to say Daniel Radcliffe, because you didn't give me the option to choose Emma Watson, which who wouldn't choose Emma Watson?
Well,
but I'm also going to be married soon, so no, I'm choosing Daniel Radcliffe because that's the correct answer.
But in reality, is it really Daniel Radcliffe or is it J.K. Rowling? Because she wrote the character. So
she did write the character.
Comes up with was J.K. Rowling.
So there are So
it's
while
complex.
you could choose the author, and that would make a lot of sense. Unfortunately, J.K. Rowling does have some particular views on things that don't necessarily line up with a lot of people. Throw that out the window, though.
Let's just go with
extremely talented author.
Right. You want to focus on
would be very cool to have a conversation with. I think I would still say Daniel Radcliffe because, again, while the story is really cool, He's an extremely talented individual, and to meet any extremely talented actor, I think would be a really cool opportunity.
We say that, but in reality, he hasn't really had any success after Harry Potter. I mean, I know he did some stuff on the stage. He rode a horse naked and stuff like that. But in reality, he hasn't really had any commercial success.
I mean, he's had a few others. Like, come on, he's got some talent. All right, like I'm watching Miracle Workers show on TBS. That he's starring in that.
I would be willing to see.
He has a lot of range
because I'm not a Harry Potter fan. To me, I would not look at a movie that he was in and be like, "That's Harry Potter right there." You know, sometimes there's actors where you can't lose their character. You're like, "That's like." For me, it's not that, but I haven't ever seen Daniel Radcliffe in anything where I'm like, "He's a great actor."
I mean, I can see that, but when you have seen him in other roles, he has really tried, because that is difficult for an individual.
I agree, it's very
That's
difficult.
the thing they're known for,
right?
It's
he's got a hell of a
imagine if Harrison Ford didn't do something else after Star Wars.
Right.
Like, that's the thing. He's known for Han Solo, and that's it, but he was one of the very few out of that movie who did something else.
Right.
I see the same thing. So Rupert Grint and Daniel Radcliffe fall into that category, and Emma Watson's the person who has been able to branch out and do other things where you don't always associate Emma Watson to Harry Potter.
Right. Yeah. Like, I can't see a movie with Tom Cruise. I'm like, there's Tom Cruise. And again, a person I detest.
Right, you don't only see Maverick.
Yeah, right. I see, that's Tom Cruise. Yeah.
Mission Impossible Tom Cruise. You see all the different Tom Cruises. He's one that also doesn't play the same character. You do have a few actors who only play the same character in every movie,
right.
which is also kind of delightful. Like, Ryan Reynolds is always Ryan Reynolds in every movie.
Correct.
You just didn't realize until he played Deadpool.
Right.
And then you realized it's actually just Ryan Reynolds in every movie, and he's always the same character.
Right.
But it's fantastic.
Right. Who's the main guy in Yellowstone? What's his name?
Dennis Quaid, right?
Kevin Costner.
Is it Dennis Quaid or Kevin Costner?
Kevin Costner.
Okay.
And he's always the same and everything. And by the way, it's terrible. I'm not a Kevin Costner fan.
Oh,
That's why I haven't watched Yellowstone, which everyone says is fantastic. I maybe need to reevaluate and watch that. But I just haven't been a Kevin Costner fan.
I mean, were you drinking Yellowstone bourbon at the time?
Well, I haven't seen the show, so no.
Okay.
Well, yes, I've been drinking.
Maybe that changes. Maybe that
I've been drinking
changes
the Yellowstone, but now, yeah. I mean, we don't want to see him in the Kennedy thing.
I feel like we definitely digress, though.
That's a calculated coup d'etat. And then when I see Kevin Costner, in a baseball movie, he's like, I could hit that pitch. It's the same thing every time.
Wait.
It's terrible.
Okay, hold on. Just as a quick check, Rookie of the Year, was that Dennis Quaid or Kevin Costner?
That's Dennis Quaid.
Okay, and then For the Love of the Game, Dennis Quaid or Kevin Costner?
I don't know. I don't know that movie. No.
Okay, so For Love of the Game he's pitching the no-hitter throughout the game, and he's also telling his backstory about his love life and like how he got to this point, how he overcame the injury. He's being forced into retirement. I want to say that's Kevin Costner, but man, I'm really uncertain at this point. I feel like they're interchangeable. Like, okay, Rick,
Don't ask me.
Rick, is there a character that you feel like when you're watching a movie, they're like the same ones, and sometimes you mix them up?
Not really.
Well, I guess that's why he's the legend.
Yeah.
Well, it's just me and you then, Steve.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, but there are some people where sometimes you don't even like the people, but that you can like them in movies. So that's an interesting thing too.
Yeah.
So, but Kevin Costner is a guy where I see him in movies and I'm like, I don't like him, and I don't know. So the Yellowstone thing's been tough for me because everyone says it's great. They're probably right. If I go in and I just go in with an open mind,
I've never watched an episode either.
Yeah. So
you're probably thinking, with Costner, you're watching Yellowstone, and it's like, I'm waiting for Field of Dreams,
Right.
I'm waiting for a baseball thing.
Yeah. So
That's another one.
Yeah, there
Field
you
of
go.
Dreams, is that Kevin Costner or is that Dennis Quaid?
That's Kevin
Okay.
Costner.
yeah.
All right. He plays a lot of baseball roles.
Yeah,
He does.
he does.
All right. What we'll do next, we're drinking a lot here, so we're not going to do a cork pop or anything like that. What we'll do is we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're just going to be talking about what we're doing here. We're creating some YouTube content and things like that. And I don't know, maybe it's a thing we do on the regular, maybe not. We'll have to see what the reaction to it is. But we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be talking and chatting. We'll do that in just a few. Hello Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and let's talk for a moment about our sponsors, the people that make this show happen. First up is our friends at Moonshine University. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at their office in Louisville. The information I learned through lead instructor Colin Blake and their team there is something that I continue to draw upon frequently in my role at the ABV Network. It truly is the standard of establishing a benchmark of knowledge of the bourbon industry. From history to production to brands and people, it's all there. Check out their full listing of programs, including Executive Bourbon Steward certification, production classes if you're considering starting a distillery, and much more at moonshineuniversity.com. I also want to talk about Neely Family Distillery. Back in May of 2018, I met Royce Neely at Limestone Branch's Craft Bourbon Festival. It ended up not only being the start of a great friendship, I started to truly learn about what makes craft whiskey so amazing. You see, I had been a bourbon drinker for over 30 years at that point, and like many people who had been drinking bourbon a long time, I was hard-coded into thinking big bourbon was where it was at and craft was on a journey to get there. Spending time with Royce and learning the things he does to make his whiskey taste better started to really get me to appreciate how things like sweet mashing, open top fermentation, pot distillation, and the grains you are using not only makes your product taste better coming off the still, but also out of the barrel as well. I still love heritage brands and they make up a bulk of my collection. But when you find a craft distiller that is truly dedicated to the craft of distilling, you are drinking some of the best whiskey out there on the market today. That's exactly what's happening at Neely Family Distillery today. Check them out on the web at neelyfamilydistillery.com, or better yet, stop by and see them at their distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. And now, back to the show.
This is BR549, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. My name is Steve Akeley. I'm joined by Rick Renner and Evan Van Scoik, and we're here hanging out. We're doing a little drinking. We've been doing some side-by-side comparisons, right?
Yeah.
So it's creating YouTube content, so you can watch these YouTube videos. We're not going to release them all at the same time. We'll release them over time. But what's been our goal, guys?
We got to choose a winner. And also, we just need to taste stuff. Right? Like, I've got a lot of bottles that either haven't been opened over the time I've had them, or I've never decided to drink them right next to each other.
Right. Or stuff that just showed up today.
Yeah, exactly. You know? And sometimes we need to know, what do we think?
Yeah. Right. So what we've been doing, we've been going through these, and we've been picking them out in pairs. So we've been picking out things that, like we picked out the one that's sitting in front of us right now, we're doing a 1792. We've got a full proof, a regular shelfie version, and then we got a full proof. We've got a version that was picked up by who? It was a store.
It was Randall's and Slab. So that's the St. Louis Area Bourbon Snobs.
St. Louis Area Bourbon Snobs, and then Randall's is a local liquor store. So if you're not from the St. Louis area, let's talk about this one. Well, let's do this on the show here and go through and what did you like about each of these? Yeah.
Well, maybe that's your decision.
I thought we were beyond this.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah. So we've been sitting with these for a minute, and I felt like you could immediately tell which one's unique and which one is, for lesser words. I mean, this is going to get the explicit warning on it, anyways. Yeah. Which one's the basic bitch? Because you get your classical 1792 notes on one of these, and the other introduces something different, something unexpected, but potentially better.
Yeah. I think that's always the key for a barrel pick, is you don't want to do a pick that tastes just like the everyday shelfie product, right? So for me, I feel like you're looking to do something that is different, something that is actually better than what you'll find on the shelf. So it comes down to this. What are you picking here? Are you picking what the St. Louis Area Bourbon Snobs did? Or are you picking the everyday shelfie? Which is better? We're going to start with Rick Brenner because he says he's very locked in on this.
Well, they pull the bottles away from me, so I can't really tell. But according to my glasses, the
okay, what?
The shelfie.
The shelfie. He picked shelfie, and he's all over it. I mean, he's adamant that that's the better one.
It's my empty glass.
Okay. All right, so what we'll do next, I'm going to go next. So when I tasted these, I thought that the shelfie was absolutely fantastic. It was a classic. If you would put someone in a blindfold and say, "What are you tasting?" I think they would say, "I'm tasting bourbon." You're getting caramel notes. You're getting oaky notes. You're getting vanilla. You're getting all those things that are classic bourbon notes. When I tasted the shelfie, I said, "Man, I'm tasting some stone fruit." The store pick, I mean. Sorry, I said the wrong thing. When I tasted the store pick, I was like, "I'm tasting some stone fruit here. I'm tasting something that's a little bit extra sweet, a little bit different." And then, okay, so it is different. So first of all, Slabs has accomplished one of the two things for a barrel pick. It is different than the regular everyday shelfie. I'll give them that. Is it better, though? That's what it comes down to. Rick is saying, no, it is not.
No.
They didn't accomplish that goal. The everyday shelfie is the better pick. I'm going to go opposite of him, and I'm going to say that I thought that the uniqueness of the Slabs pick and the fact it was kind of a sweet pick and something that I could see myself taking a pour of and then be like, I need another pour of that. And if I had the everyday, I might go to something else. I might be like, okay, that was good. 1792 was awesome. What else you got, Evan? And I might be like, with this first one, I might be like, let me go back to that. So I'm going to give my pick to Slabs. So that means we're tied up. We're knotted up here. Evan, it comes down to you. What's your pick?
Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't change too much on tasting notes. The regular 1792 foolproof gave me, I would almost say, banana bread as well. Mm-hmm. Just added on top of what you already said. Nothing in disagreement. And then I think you nailed the Slabs pick. It's stone fruit, it's dark, it's rich, it's different, it's unique. And I do find myself like I would want to come back and taste that again. 1792 Foolproof is a bottle I've owned for a year or so. I have not finished it all the way off. And actually, I might have owned it longer. I just got the 1792 a couple of weeks ago from Randall's that Slabs did. And man, it's really tasty. It's different. You don't find those notes a lot in the bourbons you're tasting. And I think that's really cool. It's unique. It's different. And it still brings everything you had in 1792, why you thought the Foolproof was good, and it adds some new, interesting notes. So I'm going with the store pick on this one.
Store pick. So that means the store pick is our winner. That's the one that we're officially recommending from today. And again, that's what we've been doing all day here, hanging out and just tasting through the whiskey library and picking out two that we think should compare. And this was an easy one. And 1792, the store pick. Congratulations to the Slabs group. You have won by a narrow margin, 2-1. This was a close one. We've had a lot 3 zip as we've gone through these, so this was a close one. But there you go. There you go. We'll wrap up our show as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Evan, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
Yeah, on Facebook, Evan Van Scoik, or Instagram, I am Wit Wisdom Whiskey, where you might find me being witty, but probably not. I don't know how much wisdom I have, but I will be posting pictures of whiskey, so there you go. Wit Wisdom Whiskey on Instagram.
All right. The legend. How about you?
On Facebook, Rick Brenner on Facebook. Yeah.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find.
No idea.
You are on Instagram. I don't know what it is either, though.
Yeah, I don't know that either.
Yeah. For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, our shop, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Please give us a 5-star review. It helps new people find the show. That's pretty important to us. And if you like what we're doing, head over to patreon.com/the Great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's chat for a moment about Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you just want to experiment on a small scale on the stove in your kitchen or try your hand at a bigger setup in the backyard, Moonshine Still Pro can help. They have different still offerings as well as accessories and even grains from Goldstone Mill to help you make whiskey on par with what you get from your favorite distillery. They can even assist with a DIY still project by supplying some of the parts you can't make yourself. Check them out at moonshinestillpro.com. At the ABV Network, we're lucky enough to have some great friends. Amongst those friends is the Goldstein family, owners of Goldstone Mill. Goldstone Mill is a full-service mill offering a variety of heritage and heirloom grains. Their unique approach of working with mills around the country allows them to offer you affordable shipping opportunities to meet the unique needs of your distillery or brewery. They will consult with you to ensure the grains you are selecting meets the unique flavor profiles you are looking for. If you are a home brewer or distiller and you're looking for the grains that your local distillery or brewery uses, Goldstone Mill is the place to look. Check them out on the web at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or shoot them an email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening, and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.